Welcome. In today's episode of Spooky or Dookie, we'll be covering the 2004 horror movie, Skin Deep. You'll definitely want to stick around for this one, because my god, this was such a fun ride. I've been delaying to watch this movie for so long, but thank God that I finally decided to watch this. It's been a long time that I've had this much fun watching a horror movie. We start off with this old man driving through the desert at night. Suddenly, we see the silhouette of someone standing on another car. He bashes a hook through the window and flips over the car, killing the old man. We then get a glimpse of our main antagonist called the Creator, who seems to be flexing his muscles every time he's on screen. We then meet a family of 4 driving across the country for their family vacation. All of a sudden, one of their tires mysteriously explodes.
It's just a blowout.
The dad decides to go to a nearby shop to ask for help. This old lady offers the family to stay at her house in the weirdest way possible.
That's so great.
My house is right across the street. Get your family. I'll meet you in 5 minutes.
You people are really so nice out here.
The acting in this movie is really something else. But trust me, all the practical effects and dark comedic scenes make up for it. The next scene is basically a scene from House of 1000 Corpses, which got released a year before this movie did. The family is sitting at the diner table ready to eat. We see this dark figure sitting in the corner wearing a human face as mask. This is one of the Creator's monsters, called Surgeon General. Then we see this odd man walking in, with a sack covering his big-ass head. His name is Brian, but they call him Brain, and you'll see why in a moment. While having their meal, the mother decides to take a picture of her daughter Tina.
Give us a smile.
Surgeon General is startled by the camera's flash. The mother notices this and has the great idea to take a picture of him as well.
Say cheese.
Little does she know that the surgeon is not having any of that without his permission. He throws his mask off and slits her fucking throat. The surgeon decides one isn't enough and gives the dad a little love tap with his knife as well. Tina and her little bro manage to run off, but not for long. The family catches up with them, and then this happens.
You missed.
Brain decides he wants to keep Tina as his little pet, and then finally reveals what's under his sack helmet. Tina gets locked up in a room completely covered in newspapers. Brain comes in to offer his new puppy some soup. But this little chihuahua is not a soup girl. She then discovers a tunnel going underneath the house, and manages to get out of the house. Outside is a motorbike gang member having a chat with the old lady. He doesn't believe Tina when she says they killed her whole family. Until Grandma presses a button and makes the biker meet our surgeon friend. Brain takes Tina on a romantic motor trip to the park, where Tina tries to convince Brain to let her go. He keeps disagreeing until we get the weirdest and funniest scene in the whole movie. I can't show much of it because of YouTube's guidelines, but basically we see Brain running through a crowded street, completely naked. And yes, we do see his little Brian dangling around. We then cut to Tina back in her room, where she gets forced to put on a dress by the general and a midget called Plates.
Sexy.
They then tie her up and put her on the front of the car like some kind of figurehead and go for a ride. They encounter a group of 5 men in a pickup truck and decide they will be their next target. We don't know why, but does it even matter at this point? Surgeon General jumps into the truck and starts beating the absolute shit out of the poor men. The driver tries to run away and abandon his suffering friend.
Clay, help me. Clay!
But our hungry doctor has other plans. He follows him to the water and drowns the driver, while first having a little nibble of his fingers. We cut back to the surviving friend in the car, and we watch him eat sand for no particular reason.
She doesn't know what she's doing! Stop!
Also, our friend Brain has a helmet now. They drive back home, and Tina tries to seduce our pumpkin head-looking friend. When she gets close enough, she pile drives her fucking fingers in the back of his cranium. He starts leaking all kinds of green goo, then heads off to meet Jesus. We then see the whole biker gang coming back for revenge after the crazy mutant family killed their buddy. Grandma goes outside and starts passing out these little shiny hippie signs, and the whole gang starts laughing. Little do they know the gold stickers are actually explosives, and they all get blown to pulp. Plates then starts taunting this old man, who immediately takes off his shirt and starts running after him. Apparently, those tiny legs couldn't outrun the biker, and Gramps rips his fucking head off. He then Tom Brady's the head out of the stadium and walks off like a champ. A quick kiss from the lady, and it's all good again. We finally meet the creator, who turns out to be a headless Arnold Schwarzenegger. He still does fuck all except flex his muscles. Grandma comes in for her daily recharge, but Tina has other plans and turns her into a green pimple. The creator then opens up his chest and a tiny goblin jumps out to attack Tina. Once again, Tina is not having any of this and eats his ass into a glass cabinet. Finally, our old friend Surgeon General joins the party and tries to eat Tina. She quickly uses the goblin as a shield and electrocutes the metal doctor. The creator's bulge turns out to be dynamite, and Tina starts the timer and heads off. She comes face to face with the final mutant one last time and thinks back to her family.
Tina, you don't have to kill him.
Sweetie pie, don't become what you hate. Yeah, sis, it's okay to forgive.
The imaginary family doesn't know that Tina has become a savage and she kills the last of the movie's bad guys. Right after that, the house goes kaboom and the movie ends. My final verdict on this movie is definitely Dookie, but in the best way possible. The story was not that interesting and made no sense at times, but the gore and practical effects combined with the horrible acting made sure it has become one of my favorite movies to watch now. I would definitely still recommend you give this a watch yourself. Thank you for watching this week's episode, and I hope to see you again next week. Bye bye.